coot bean. Hello, it's me. My name is Ceci. I am new to the Athena Alliance stream team. I am the goddess of obsession. Yes, we live, baby. I go by Ceci. I go by Abby. Whatever you want to call me. You know, we're just here for a good time. Also, I always love to be a comfy cat. So if you have a blanket around, definitely grab that. You know, I haven't streamed when it's still light outside, so it's a little weird still having light coming into my room, but we're still gonna put on our blanket anyways, because, yeah. Alright, there we go, there we go. Thank you so much. Yes, you can follow me, Obvious Disaster, on, I stream on Twitch, and I'm also a content creator, so I make fun cosplays from time to time on, TikTok, on Instagram. But what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be playing Final Fantasy. This is one of my favorite games, and I have actually been playing this game since I was in high school. So that was some time ago. Eons! Many, many moons ago. So we're going to be playing Final Fantasy, and you can see like all of the fun shenanigans that I do in here. I haven't played in a while, so admittedly, I'm probably gonna be a little rough, but that's okay. It's okay. Like I said, we're here for a good time. When I play Final Fantasy, usually I play it by myself, and I like to give fun little voices to everyone. So you get a chance to witness that today. You're welcome. Or I'm sorry, one of those two. But before we speak of such things, there is another more pressing matter. You will journey unto the far reaches of the steppe to confront a terrible foe, as did the warrior Bardam in days of yore. 3 days he battled with the demon air. He returned to his people. So it is written, so must it be. Many who follow in his footsteps perish, lacking in strength of body and mind. Therefore, we must treat you to a great feast. Oh, I like the sound of that. Let's go. Why is everyone shocked? I feel like my characters is just in the back like, yeah, let's go. Have I said something strange? The hungry fox is starved staring at the what? Therefore, warriors should be well fed on the eve of a battle. What are we talking about? Okay, he found that funny too. Yeah, I found that funny. She does have a point. You have been keeping busy in my absence. A brief repast may be in order, lest we collapse of fatigue and malnourishment in the midst of our trial. Yes, just so. However, it will take time to prepare. Is there anything we can do to help? It might also give us a chance to learn more about your people and their ways. Well, if you insist, I'm sure that the others would be glad of your assistance. Let me get some water. Would you go and speak to Dorbe, Lice? As for you three, you can help me with another task. For today's feast, the gods decree that we lure Gulu Gulo to slaughter with entrails. Perhaps you could be one of the ones to do this? That your people look to the gods for guidance, I understand, but in your daily meals, I say your grandmother must be quite busy. Some days more than others, but every night we come together around the cook fire. Even babes must earn their keep on the steep. Give over the entrails, Serena. We will bring you a bounty of meat. Thank you, thank you. Quest accepted. So first off, I will show you my dice tray. I got this from my D&D fam. You need this if you're going to play with metal dice, because metal dice like to scratch up tables. And most recently I've been playing with these cat dice that I got. It comes with a cute little cat chip. And sometimes I get overwhelmed with the like amount of options that there are. I usually like to carry either a dice or this chip. So say for instance I'm at a bagel shop, right? Okay, we're setting the scene. I walk into a bagel shop. I want a bagel and some coffee. I get a caramel macchiato, but now I want something to pair with it. The options are plain or an everything bagel. I will probably sit there and think about it for a while. So I would take this handy dandy little chip here, and since it has two sides, I can flip it, be like, okay, everything bagel. What's even more adorable are these dice. So this is a D6. It has little fish. Can you see that? Make sure you can see that. Okay. So it has a little cat face on there and little fish bones as the different numbers. Oh, pretty. I don't play D&D, but that's a cute cat chip. Yes, it's so cute. Okay. This is the D20. There we go. And it has a cat face as this one's D20. And then, like, some of the numbers have little cat ears on it. So it's super cute. This one has more of the cat ears. So here you can see the D20, his little kitty ears. Yeah. I love cats. I'm sensing a theme here. Whatever do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely don't have a problem. Everything's fine. So this isn't a dice. Well, technically it is. But I have the owlbear dice sling. And so when it came together, I don't want to mess it up. But when it came together, it was like this. And then I unfolded it, and this is now the owlbear. I got this when the D&D movie came out. By the way, loved it. If you get a chance to go see it, go see it. Since we're on the topic of kittens and cats, I thought I might show you my cats and catacombs minis. They're super cute. I got this from a friend. I wasn't able to get the Cats and Catacombs Kickstarter, and I was really sad about it. And for my going away present from my Dungeons and Dragons team, because we all used to play in Texas, now I'm in North Carolina, so we can't play in person, they gave this to me as a going away present. When I tell you I cried, I ugly cried too. Like, it wasn't cute, like it was So with these cats, they have like little characters too, like if you would have gotten the Kickstarter. I want to take them out and paint them, but at the same time I don't, because right now they're perfect and pristine. Okay, so this is what I was using before for my dice. So when you play Dungeons and Dragons, you have to have several dice. I don't know why I hear both in here. So you have to have several dice on hand, because if this dice fails you, you have to put it in dice jail, and then you grab another set of dice. First set of dice here. It's another set that my whale. It's another set that my Dungeons and Dragons group got me. We've been playing for, gosh, we've been playing for almost 5 years now, which is crazy to say out loud. Funny story, when I first got to Texas, that's around the time I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, which was like 6 years ago. And I found out that there was a gaming store that hosted Dungeons and Dragon nights on Thursdays. So the first day, I went in on the Thursday, and I was trying to hype myself up for it because I worked on this a lot, but I used to be very socially awkward. So I hyped myself up, I grabbed a boba tea that was like right next door, and then I went into the store to find a table to sit at. Well, I got in there. It was very loud and just too much going on. And so, like, I saw the group that I'm currently with now. I saw them at the table, and they're like, come over here. Like, we have an open seat. And I froze and left. And I was like, I could never go back there and show my face again. I ended up going back. They had an open seat, so I went to go sit with them and played, and here we are 5 years later. We actually did some homebrew for a while, like after we were playing at the store for a hot second, we started doing homebrew campaigns, and the last campaign, it got me. When I tell you I was crying at the end. But yeah, I really love them. They're like my second family. Yeah, basically all of that to say, here are one of the sets that they got me because we always were giving each other dice for like any type of birthday, Christmas. Let's see, what else? I just have a whole stack of D6 because sometimes with your attack movements you have to use a D6. So at the time I was also a druid and so I just would use these to kind of like number the amount of animals that I conjured to keep it like easier for me. Yeah, so there's that. I got this so many times. I know. I like math rocks that make click clack noises. What is this? I don't even remember what this is, but this was from a like spin-off campaign that we were doing. Like nothing that actually had to do with our characters. A D30. D30? Yeah, this is a D30. Look at that. That is so wild. Click clack math rocks, yes. If anyone is ever like unsure what to like get for like my birthday and stuff, they always just resort to dice because they know I collect them. This is a D24. It looks, maybe it's not really showing up on camera, but like it looks really really different. So a D20, we used it for a classic D&D campaign, like it was supposed to, I think it was like D&D Classic. I think that's what it was called. And I didn't use it much, honestly. But the person that was hosting that session just was like, "You guys can all keep the dice." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, we lit." This one is particularly weird. It's a D5. Look at how that looks. I can't tell you much about this one because I honestly I don't know what he uses. Let's see. And here's how you know I'm a collector. I just have a random marble in here that I probably just found somewhere. Just a random marble. Yeah, it is. Like it's even the what is this? The D7? Like it has odd numbers. It just looks different. You know what I just thought about? So I don't know about anyone else, but when I was younger, I used to collect rocks. What if this is just a grown-up version? I used to literally, quite literally, just like on the walk to school find random rocks, and I had a whole rock collection. And they weren't like good rocks, they were just random rocks that I found. What if this is just the adult version? And I can justify it with adult money. You have a math pet rock collection. Exactly. That's what I'm gonna call it for now on. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna tell my Dungeons and Dragons group. Like, no, I don't have a problem. I just have a math pet rock collection. Okay? So this is my very first mini. This was Cora Sweetshade, and she was a wood elf druid. She is also who I finished out my last campaign with. We had a campaign I think that lasted like 3 years. It lasted a long time, but we got to like level 20 and it got so crazy. Like, hold on. I got these done at Tech, but I love painting my nails very calmly. Yes, me too. Like, I keep nail polish on my desk because sometimes I just want to just paint my nails. I get it. I get it. Basically, all that to say, I get it. But basically, Cora Sweetshade was a wood elf that grew up with her family in the woods, of course. Okay, sorry. She grew up in Fairrun with her two parents. And now I'm gonna get into backstory lore. One day, Cora Sweetshade started off her day like any other day. I feel like I should be showing you her mini at the same time. She started off her day like any other day. Her parents were going out to town, and this was a set routine for them almost every week. And this time, her parents did not come back from their trek. since Cora was a druid, she could speak to animals, and they had a horse with a family called Raksha that was able to return back home and tell Cora to run away from the home. There are bandits coming, and she needs to get away. So she ran. Raksha told her, "Don't look back." Raksha was hurt, and yeah, he told her, "Don't look back," and so she ran. Okay. After that, she did odd jobs to kind of get by. She helped with planting because if you know druids, they can grow food and it lasts and it's bountiful for like I think like a year or so. So she was going around doing jobs basically until she ran into a group of adventurers, and that is when I met my stream team. Well, I say that's when I met. That's when Cora met the rest of my D&D team. From there, she ended up falling in love with a warforge that tried to come back and murk her because he lost his previous save file. My friend would be so mad if they heard me say that. But basically, the Warforged used to be a Warforged that was built for battle, and so he was very like cold-hearted and everything. And something reset, and he turned into Steel. And Steel met Cora, and they had like this little like cute banter for a while. And actually, the time that my friend was moving away, he timed it to when his character was leaving and left all of us sobbing at the table. Well, really, it was just me and another person. But we were all sobbing at the table because he wrote us all notes and like read Cora's last. And he was like, "Until we meet again," which is what Cora's parents used to say to her before she turned on again. And so he said that to her, like, unbeknownst to him, that's something that was sentimental to her. And I was crying, and it was a lot. So, basically, Cora and the rest of the group, they go off adventuring, they're doing a bunch of fun stuff, and Cora starts having powers of a phoenix, which is why this one's over here. My DM gave me this. The Warforged left. She's working with the rest of the team. And Cora starts hearing things about her parents. So she had two druid parents that were also widows, obviously, but she had two druid parents, and her parents always had this book with them of all of the animals that they ever saw, and they also had two distinct wild shapes that they would use. So her father was always an eagle. And so Cora, going around just interacting, kept hearing word about this giant eagle with this distinctive feature that Cora could only guess was her dad, right? But her parents were gone. She thought her parents were gone. She had got word that her parents were gone, and she, had to keep going. From there, she also started hearing things about a unicorn, which is something that her mom was able to wild shape into. Now, if you're a big Dungeons and Dragons rule stickler, you might not want to hear all this part. But basically, her mom could wild shape into a unicorn, which helped Cora get her phoenix powers somehow. And her dad was always a giant eagle. This was the Warforge. Okay, so when a little wood elf meets his Warforge, and then they're like, but anyways, this is the Warforge. So they're working together, and then they run into this group of hags. Okay, these ladies were bad news. No cute. So they run into these hags, and they were the daughters of Sorakel, right? Okay, hated these ladies, all right? They were trying to basically recruit me into their little scheme that they had going on because they knew I had powers. I didn't know they were Phoenix powers, but they knew I had powers. And what's so funny and is a running joke with my group is because at the beginning of our campaign, there was a scene that happened basically where Cora was with the rogue, one of the rogue characters, and we're supposed to be getting something out of a bank. We weren't robbing it. We were gonna return it. But they were supposed to be getting something out of the bank. They were seducing and scheming. We were supposed to be getting something out of a bank and then bringing it back, but the deposit box or whatever had a fire elemental in it as a trap. And so, like, I remember, like, Cora went down and the rogue was just, like, running around and was trying to, like, basically get away from the fire elemental. And basically, she got burned really bad to, like, the point where there was, like, a scar on part of her face. And, you know, she cut off her hair. She got really, like, I don't know, like, think, like, she just had, like, an arc. Like, something happened there. She was like, I hate fire. Blah, blah, blah. So she got burned. That's not why she doesn't have an arm, by the way. It's just wear and tear. She somehow lost an arm. So she got scared of fire for a long time, and then that somehow invoked a phoenix power because her mom, you know, and fire. So it was funny because whenever she would try to invoke the phoenix power, like towards the end when she was working on it, it was 3 years ago. This character was dropped. I couldn't hold it in. I'm sorry. Cora gets burnt, and then she has to, like, later on down the line, work through her fear of fire and fire elementals to turn into the Phoenix. So that's part of her story. But basically, let me tell you, okay? So she's been off doing her own little thing. Like, old dude Steele, okay? He left. He was gone. He rode off into the sunset and didn't take her with him. Like, he left in the middle of the night and left her a note and was like, bye, you may or may not ever see me again. What do you mean by that? He leaves in the middle of the night, right? Goes off on his little motorcycle. She's sitting there and she's like, oh my gosh, like, I was falling in love with him, but I never told him. Like, they never said anything the first time that they left. So Forge was being an F in these streets. Yes, he was. He was out here shaking his steel all around town. And so she goes off with the group. They're doing other things. And then the Daughters of Sorkel, they're trying to basically, like, get into Cora's mind because they want to unlock her Phoenix powers so that they can use that to bring about the end of the world. You know, it's always the end of the world. But there were these seals across the world that they were trying to open up, which would let out, like, big baddies and, you know, end the world. We get to a point where it's me and the group, and we're at this portal, and we find out that one of the people that were in our group were working with the Daughters of Sorkel. Like, why are they sitting out here trying to betray us? What happened was we're all fighting over this portal because it's already open, so we can't close it right now, but it's already open, and we're fighting over it. And then one of our characters decides, since we're fighting across from the portal, pulls her into the portal. One of the daughters, there were 3, pulls her into the portal. And so the other daughter was like, wait, I'm gonna just pull you into the portal. So she pulls him, our paladin, into the portal, and it was afterwards, it was just left with me and a Kenku, which is like a bird folk, and he was also a druid, and he left me. I tell you, I was so mad. He dipped, okay? There was a window. He went out, flew away, and left me behind. He probably could have carried me at least out the window. Like, I might have taken some fall damage, but he could have carried me out the window. No, he left me with the 2 other daughters of Sorkel that were there. They captured me. They put on some, like, magic jamming gem that stopped me from being able to use, like, my druid powers and like all that stuff. Tell me why, right? Cora's in there. She's trying to figure out a way how to get out of this prison. And she hears a familiar voice, okay? And it was her dad. He had, like, the DM, I applaud him. He did such a good job. Like, I was in tears. He was like, Cora? You know what it reminds me of? You know the guy from Walking Dead? Like, his accent? It was like that. Now that I think about it. He's like, Cora, please don't tell me that's you. How did you get here? They had her dad trapped with one of the little, it was a kyber crystal. Rick! Yes, he sounded just like Rick. He was like, Cora, how did you get here? We've been working so hard to basically make sure you were free. The Daughters of Sora Kale captured her parents because they were widely known awesome druids. They captured her parents, and then and then they had her locked up, but they also had the parents separated so that they couldn't, like, go together and, break out or something. They had them separated, so all they knew was that I was out there, I was alive, and then the mom was out there, but she was also captive, and the dad was. So Cora is trying to break both of them out. She's like, Dad, I can do it, okay? I've been learning all these skills, and I'm gonna figure out a way for us to get out of here. He was like, Cora, don't mess with the kyber crystal that was on her, because it would, if she did, right? So she's figuring out a way out. A guard's coming, and she gets the guard's attention to basically let her out. She's like, I'm so sick. Oh my gosh, help, I'm bleeding, everything's happening. The guard falls for it, because I rolled really good that time. The guard falls for it, opens up the prison or whatever, and so Cora, like, breaks out. She's like, guard goes down, and she goes to get her dad out of his prison. When she's trying to get him out, there's more guards that come, and I ended up rolling really bad and could not get Cora's dad out. And so he was like, no, Cora, run. And he said, until we meet again. And she was like, wait, no. And so he tells her to run, and Cora's like, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come get you out of here, okay? I just need to get my friends, and we're gonna come and get you out of here. And he goes, okay, until we meet again, right? So she's running down the hall because the guards are coming. Not the daddy, right? Okay, so she's running down the hall, and she's trying to get out of there, and she's booking it. And then she hears the kyber crystal go off. And then the walls start closing behind her, and he basically sacrificed himself, that way Cora could get out, and it blocked off the path, that way the guards couldn't get to her because she didn't have any powers, okay? When I tell you I was crying, I was so angry at the team. Like, not angry, but I was so mad. I was like, no! She just saw her dad again, no! And my DM was like, so how did you like this session? I was like, I